Hey guys, it's harvest time, so we're going to have a look around the property. We know where some things are, other things are going to be a bit of a lucky dip, so let's see what we can find. Well, we know we got some potatoes in here. So when we're harvesting, no matter what we're harvesting, we're always looking to diversify what it's actually going to be harvested for. So obviously potatoes for food, but anything that's a little bit green or not good enough to be taken into the house will be used for seed potato. So, you know, essentially that we're harvesting for our next crop. That's a nice size sweet round. Real good dual purpose pumpkin, all good for bacon, good for soup. Time for a juice break. Emperor mandarins, beautiful. Got the blood lime in there too. Yeah, beautiful. The size of them. Oh, they're sweet. They're one of the favourites. Really sweet. I know I'd like this. So guys, we're going for the lucky dip in harvesting, so we're just having a quick look. So this kind of little setup here just shows a few different elements in a forest gardening system. When your normal annual gardens are sort of starting to deplete because they're more open and more prone to colder weather or whatever it might be, these little gardens are more tucked away. And if you look down here, there's cucumbers tucked away in under here that are nice and safe and sound. It just means you've got to look a little harder. These little protected setups last much longer, you know, especially something like cucumbers that are only designed to grow in summer and in sort of mid-autumn. By winter they're done. But with these little setups that have got stability and a little microclimate going on, they may creep right into winter, which these ones are still doing. I mean, the vines are starting to die back now, but we still might get a few more cucumbers yet. The comfrey does a good job at protecting them whilst being a soil conditioner and soil amender. So in this garden here, apart from it being a bit of a citrus run, we've got multiple citrus trees. You can see that citrus is really coming on at this time of the year. So we've got the blood oranges here. We've got Valencia oranges, we've got Tangelos further down. So we've got a lot of the mini whites. We've even got some long whites. Really good quality cucumbers. We've got a couple of bush cucumbers, double yields. So there's 3 varieties of cucumber growing in here, in amongst some potatoes that are still kicking along, which we won't touch just yet. But we'll get a decent harvest out of the cucumbers now anyway, so we might as well grab some of them. So guys, part of your harvesting journey around your backyard or your farm or your market garden is also looking at what you can utilise for your animal fodder. You know, we mentioned earlier something about seed saving, like when you've got spare potatoes. Some potatoes go for in the house, some potatoes are kept for seed. It's the same thing. Everything you're looking at, everything's a harvest. So at the moment we're going past a clump of banner. This is just one clump of banner grass. We love the stuff here. We use it for windbreaks and it's vertical fodder, and It's a shade plant for lower growing subspecies. So yeah, this is where we can grab some banner grass, and it's one of the goats' favourite food. But also around the banner grass, other things that our goats here will eat. We've got comfrey, they'll eat that. We've got dockweed, they'll eat that. There's dandelion, there's grasses. So all these things are a potential harvest for the animals. Ideally, when we're picking things, even with what some people would call weed, the dockweed, you know, we're not trying to pull the whole plant out. We're just taking some leaves because we wanted to keep growing. Here we go, guys. Oh, they love their banner grass. You know, it's depending on your soil, it ranges between sort of 10 to 15% protein. It's a long distant cousin of sugarcane, but its actually closest relative is Napier grass. So we're just mucking around in one of our many sweet potato patches. So we've got a mixed varieties throughout the place. But we're going to clean back some areas ready for winter. We want to try and open up some grow areas to put something else in. We've got other areas where we'll put some slips back in to keep the sweet potatoes ticking over, but as you know, they take over everything. We love them to death, and we use them for ground cover down in the orchard. But right now I'm just going to cut this area back and open this spot back. In amongst it, there'll be some smaller sweet potatoes. Don't be worried that at this time of the year, if you pull out some little fellas, they're beautiful. You don't even have to peel them or anything like that. Just give them a wash and eat them whole. Really, you can clean back an area here, take everything you can out of it, keep some slips, keep some small cuttings, and utilise them back in the garden. But there's no need to waste anything. And all the excess leaf, you don't eat it, because obviously it's good for us to eat as a spinach. But there's plenty of animals like ducks and goats and chooks that'll love to tuck into that. Hey guys, so we've harvested what we need for tonight. We've harvested what Nikki needs to do a little bit of fermenting and a little bit of pickling. We needed some more pumpkins to put in storage at the back there. What you're utilising, what you're harvesting now is basically what you need for the next few days and what you might want to be using for preserving and whatnot. You know, we got some nice kale. We got some black Tuscan or black Nero kale. We got some curly green kale. Beautiful daikon radish. The top part will go to the animals. This part here, sliced up raw, fantastic, but what you may not know is if you actually cook it, it tastes like turnip. It's a veg you can put in your soups and stews as well. We've got some nice corn. That'll be for tonight. We've got plenty of pumpkins. Some beautiful large spring onion, shallots. One of our favourites here on the farm is bok choy. Nice little mix of carrots. Always pick them fresh, guys. Don't hold them too long in the house. You know, if you've got them growing, only get out what you need, because you start having nutrient loss, you know, a day or two after you've pulled them out. So use them fresh. We've got some beautiful Lebanese eggplant. Hello, Tiger. Sweetie. Why don't you sit back? We've got some chilies for every occasion. You gonna hold that basket for me, darling? Good girl. We've got a whole mix of cucumbers in here. We've got the pumpkins that we picked early, speckled hounds, a few odd hybrids. We've got some beautiful, I was going to show you this, guys. I only need the one at the moment, so I'll cut this one open. This is a watermelon radish. As you can see, this is a young watermelon radish. They get a lot pinker on the inside. They're full of sugar. They're actually quite sweet, and they don't have the bite that you know, most radishes have. You find that when these start to mature, they get quite large. They get the size of a big apple. You can actually eat them like an apple. I mean, they're very tasty, and my favourite radish, to be honest. So we've got a nice array of sweet potatoes, and of course they get eaten regularly. In here, and last but not least, we have a mix of citrus, and there's some potatoes down the bottom. So we've got two different types of lemons, we've got some mandarins, we've got some limes, we've got a handful of apples, just something nice to munch on for dessert. Yeah, so basically it's just a nice little haul, and we thought we'd give you guys an insight of what it's like just to walk through the farm and pick out what we need for the next day or two. See you guys.